Oh, I just don't saw you because I was drawing this awesome city map. And in today's video, I will show you how you can draw one of these your own, or at least get inspired by it. Let's go. Sorry, that was really dumb. The inspiration that brings me to draw my own city map is the thing that I am currently running a DnD campaign with my friends. And because this DnD campaign is absolutely homebrewed, everything in this is homebrewed and there is no material at all for cities or locations. So it's up on me. I must make the material. Or at least you could also Frankenstein it from other existing universes if you just play with your friends. That will be totally fine. But you also can draw your own city map. Also when you're writing a book, what I am doing too. Then maybe it is intriguing to you to make your own city map. So grab a tea, grab some paper and ink and come sit with me and draw your own city map.
First here I have an existing map from another tabletop game called Symbaroum. Very underrated, very cool, try it out, and I use this as a tiny inspiration. This year is the sketch I drew for my own city, where I thought about what should be where located. And I will use this, of course, as a reference. Now I grab some huge paper with actually a poor quality. It's very, very thin, and my artist heart aches a little bit using such quality. But I also wanted it to be this thin, so it will soak up in ink and will look old, crumbly and used. If you want a more nice, clean and not so crumbly map aesthetic, fitting more for something royal or so, I suggest that you choose a thicker and more qualities paper. Maybe artist watercolor paper will do. Now it is time to weather the paper so it'll look old, and for that I use some brown ink and water and a really large brush. First we make the paper really soaking wet, so the ink will spread nicely and the paper will crumble a bit. No need for perfection here at all. After that I use my hairdryer so that it gets dry very fast and I have not to wait until the next morning and can paint the rest in one evening. It absolutely will not dry flat and neat. It also will crumble, but in this case it is intended by me. Now I do the same process with the back side. After the both sides are dry enough, I start to make my map. You can make a preliminary drawing with an erasable pencil, and I started like this, but then I soon was too lazy for that, so I just drew with a black ink pen. No pressure, you just have to make no single mistake. And while you can watch me drawing this, I will tell you a bit about the main city Talun and its lore, which was both created by me and part of the homebrewed campaign I am currently running and playing with my friends. At this point I say, please keep in mind that here I have made the things that made sense to me in a fantasy setting. It is not researched on correctness, so there may be some strange things going on. When you're writing a novel, I definitely recommend to put more time in research, but for a campaign, I think just have fun and it will work fine. For this city map, I start with the things that are also important in the campaign. There is a huge marketplace because when the players arrived, I made a festival with tournaments and market stalls. Because of this, I had to include taverns and inns. One of my players is a warlock, and his patron asks him about finding Kudil Galar. I found that it was a good idea to let the player a little confused about this until he discovered it is the old Fae Tower, the historical remains of the city as it was 400 years ago, and now a museum. so that was an important story location too. Then, of course, a graveyard and a lot of other locations like the aristocrats area, shops, and so on. But let me tell you, there's also a lot of lore here. And if you like, I'll tell you the legend of Talun. Talun, or like it once was called, Til-Uan, is an old Fey-ruled kingdom with a queen from the fairy realms who found love with a mortal, and then they both ruled above this kingdom, and they had 2 daughters, twins. One was Noeth and one is Allura. Yeah, I absolutely see the similarity to the Vox Machina character. This wasn't intended. I think I have it in my brain still, and now as I am watching season 3, it clicked and I thought, oh no. But yeah, now it's her name, Allura. Noeth is a little dark. Allura is the friendly one. You know, archetypes. And then the drama begins with a coronation ceremony where Allura was turned into a dragon by her sister Noeth. And Noeth, after this, was banished from the kingdom into the bramble woods, where she haunted them until today, as they say. And if you like to hear the whole story, or the stories the bards tell at least, then I make a video about this. That's the local lore of the city, which played like 400 years ago. Today the city is ruled by a steward, and there are a bunch of aristocrats that have different opinions about this. Some want to rule themselves, some like it as it is by now, and some want monarchy back and different other things. I just had fun to think about a lore that is open enough to modify later, because we all know that stories are not always correct, right? And well, let's say at least this story has a lot more unknown twists, as my players know. And I also thought it might be funny to think at least a bit of the politics in this city, as politics is really not my forte. So for a D&D campaign this would work nicely, I think. But for a book, I absolutely know I myself would make a lot more researching though. As I knew where everything in this city was located, I wrote a little history on the site, so my players have an easier time to find those things. But I warn you, I really warn you, whatever you will write here, make sure that you are actually ready for playing out, because the players will find everything and they will search for it and they want to play it out. And one reason why I even made this map is because of the 3 evenings I wanted to play in the city. Well, we almost have now 15 sessions here, so I thought a map would be handy. And now it is finished. Let me quickly show you. We have a lot of taverns and inns, entertainments like a bathhouse, and educational areas like the mentioned old Fey Tower that is now a museum of ancient times. Then the trades and shops and other things that doesn't fit in any other category, like the graveyard or the stables. And that was my map, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and when you like, then you can absolutely take some inspirations from my map to your map. Let me know in the comments if it's so. I am very curious, and also let me know if you have made a map by yourself and what areas you find actually interesting to play with.
Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you get some inspiration from this little journey to my homestead of the campaign. And I hope you liked it. And when so, then please let me a subscription and a thumbs up or a comment here. It's totally free and it would support my tiny channel a lot. I wish you a lot of fun with maybe drawing your own city map, and we will see in the next video. Bye! Okay.